Right, time to get the inside scoop with Herald Editor-at-Large Shayne Currie. Shayne, good morning.
Morning, Ryan.
Good to see you. How are we?
Yeah, I'm good.
Very good. Now, MediaWorks music stations have been primed. I know you've written about this before, but you've got a new story out today, primed for sale.
Yeah, I had an interview this week with the chairman of MediaWorks, Barclay Netterfold, quite a well-known Australian businessman who's part of the Quadrant private equity group as well. They have kept hold of MediaWorks after the outdoor business was sold. So it really is the next big play in New Zealand media, just who will take ownership eventually of the MediaWorks radio stations. And when you think about them, some big, both big brands and big names attached to those, the likes of More FM, The Breeze, The Rock. And so there will be people lining up potentially to buy these stations, both local media and potentially some of the Aussie radio stations. So I've spoken to Barclay this morning about it. One of the other big moves, Ryan, that's happened just in the last few weeks is the government has given the radio industry assurances around the future of frequencies for the next 20 years. So that means that any potential buyers are going to be a little more reassured that the future of those frequencies is locked in. In the case of MediaWorks, probably would cost around $15 million, I'm told, for the next 20 years to retain the current frequencies that it broadcasts on.
And who are the buyers?
Well, our own company, NZME, would no doubt love to get its hands on some of the stations, but the Commerce Commission will have a view on that, and probably the hurdles are too big.
This annoys me because we've got this thing called the internet now,
Yeah.
you know, where people listen to podcasts, do all sorts of things. I mean,
totally.
Are we still towing this line?
Yeah, the market is very disparate. I mean, you can dial up anything from New York to London. You can watch Andrew this morning anywhere that you want or listen to the news about it, you know, through, as you say, digital channels.
Yes.
So there is that argument. Of course, the Commerce Commission will look at all sorts of things around advertising and just the competition issues relevant to terrestrial radio.
MediaWorks have also looking at a complaint, I understand, about a senior leader. What's this about?
Yeah, this is a really interesting one because normally when there's an employment investigation going on, people clam up and so forth, but there's a brief piece in the media column this morning. I've spoken to both parties, both the senior leader at MediaWorks and the complainant, and you know, they're actually tackling this a little bit differently. The leader is working from home while the investigation's underway, and they're actually both quite optimistic that the complaint's going to be sorted out. And as I understand it, it's a complaint around an exchange within the MediaWorks business between the two of them. There's at this stage.
Do you mean
I think
do we define it?
We might have brokered a settlement here. We don't know the full details yet.
Okay.
But certainly both parties were talking as though they were optimistic there'd be an outcome.
Girls Interrupted, this is Brodie Kane's podcast with three women who have lots of opinions and have a great time. They're getting a new look.
It's a very popular podcast. It stopped last year quite abruptly without too much reasoning behind it. And two of the three women who are part of that, including Brodie and Gracie Hitchcock, have come back to form a new podcast, but it's without Caitlin Merritt, who was the third part of the Girls Uninterrupted. So there's a lot of online kind of intrigue and mystery as to why Caitlin isn't part of the new podcast, which is called Let Her Finish. But Let Her Finish has taken over the Girls Uninterrupted, all their social media channels and 30-odd thousand followers on Instagram. So of course, I've spoken to all three of the women or messaged them individually, but they've kind of clammed up as to why Caitlin's no longer part of the lineup.
So they've let Caitlin finish.
Yeah.
All right. What happened to Appliance Outlet?
We had a story last year, you may remember, quite a cheeky billboard campaign in which Appliance Outlet, which is a small Auckland retail outfit, had taken the logos of the likes of Harvey Norman, Noel Leeming, and other major retailers, used them in a billboard campaign. There it is, you can see it on screen right now. It got a lot of headlines, this billboard campaign, but unfortunately for the Appliance Outlet, it's just closed its doors after 15 years in business. And I spoke to the owner this week, and I guess this billboard campaign probably was a Hail Mary. It's kind of last hope that it might actually get people through the doors to buy their goods. But they said that they were just in a marketplace and an economy that just hasn't quite taken off for them yet.
It's hard, eh? There's some that have been holding on by the skin of their teeth, and the recovery hasn't happened quick enough for them.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. Hey, good to see you this morning as always, Shayne. Thank you very much. You can, of course, catch Shayne's column on Friday mornings, nzherald.co.nz.